Welcome, friends. I'm Chris. I'm from Transformation Nation Yoga and Wellness. Welcome to our seven plant parts meditation. The intention of this meditation is really twofold. One, I hope to convey the idea that all parts of the plant hold value. My Ayurveda teacher, Kate Stillman, used to say, which of the plant parts are more valuable, the seeds, the fruits, the stalk, the stem? Um, it's a silly question. It's a silly question. All of the parts of the plant play a role, an important role for the plant, and therefore have value. And if we can start to see that all the parts of the plant hold value, perhaps we can start to see that all the parts of us have a role and have value, even perhaps the parts of us that we'd be inclined to change if we could. And the second intention for this meditation is to help you find some anchor points in your body where you can identify and associate your parts with plant parts. So for this practice, you could do this. There's nothing in particular that you need. You could do this from a seated position. You could do this laying down. But I like you to find a place, whether it's seated or laying down, where you can balance two qualities of relaxation and alertness. So if you would, pause your recording, set up your practice space, and when you're ready, press play, and I'll meet you in your practice space for the seven plant parts meditation. As always, I'd like you to find a long spine. So if you're on your seat, take a moment and stack your joints. Float your head over your shoulders, over your hips. If you're on your back, if you're in a supine position, just find a position that's going to be comfortable for you. Maybe a position, whether you're seated or in a supine position, where you can balance the two qualities of relaxation and alertness. If it feels safe and comfortable, close your eyes down. If that doesn't feel safe or comfortable, or you just don't want to, then don't do that. All right, now we're going to apply some length in the spine. So on an inhale through your nose, press into your seat, lift out of your heart and the crown of your head for the heavens, and then exhale through your mouth. Maintain that length through your spine, but let your soft tissues fold down toward the earth. All right, now a cleansing breath. Taking a deep, 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 life-affirming inhale through your nose. And open your mouth, let it go with a ha. Good, 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 good. So this will not be a mindfulness practice, but we're going to start out with a few mindfulness cues just to establish your present moment anchors. So if you're in your head at all, if you're in your thoughts, it's okay, honor that, recognize what's happening, and then shift your attention back into your body. How do we do that? Find the place or places in your body where the sense of sensation is most provocative. So maybe the sense of the soles of your feet resting on the earth, or the weight or the temperature of your hands wherever they're resting on your thighs, or maybe it has something to do with your breath. And I'd like you to start to visualize the space underneath your feet. And it's not soil. Start to visualize it as if it was soil. So somewhat porous, allowing for water to move through. Visualize a seed under your feet. You might visualize the shell. You might visualize the seed on the inside of the shell. But I'd like you to feel for a sense of potential in that seed. Within that seed exists the possibility of life. So each seed is a miracle. And send your attention, your focus, maybe even visualize directing your breath down to that seed. Seed can be any shape that you want, any seed-like shape that you like. Nurture that seed with your attention, with your intention, and with your breath. As you nurture that seed with your attention, visualize the exterior, the shell of that seed starting to crack open and to put forth two vibrant green shoots, or sprouts rather. And now just a single stem. And continue to direct your attention, your intention, and your breath toward that seed and toward the sprouts that are coming forth. And as you do so, notice those vibrant green sprouts beginning to grow. And when eventually they break through the surface of the earth, they come up through the center of your feet. The sprout is the pioneer of the plant. It's the first part of that organism that shoots forth from the seed. And so what happens at the time when the plant is sprouting really helps to direct the form and to a degree the health and the vigor of the plant throughout its lifespan. Continue to nurture the seed and those sprouts until they're about mid-calf length in your body. And start to shift your attention to the base of these two sprouts where the seed used to be, and start to see fine tendrils of roots creeping out into the earth. So they start fine, but as you nurture them with your breath, they can start to thicken. And they can do one of two things. Check in with your body and notice, are you more in need right now? You as a human organism, are you more in need of nurturing or stability? And if it's nurturing, visualize those roots, the tendrils of roots growing together and starting to penetrate deep into the surface of the earth, the taproot. And if you're feeling perhaps a little bit off balance or off center, like you could get knocked off center by adversity very easily, maybe visualize those tendrils of roots thickening a bit, but mostly multiplying and growing out wide. So that whatever happens, you and the organism of this plant that you're growing have a stable foundation. And whatever adversity comes up, wind, rain, you're able to maintain a more or less upright position. Or if you get pushed over, Doesn't take you long to bounce back up because you've got that system of roots. And whether you've developed a taproot or a dense thickets of roots that's gone wide, start to visualize those roots pulling nutrients from the soil, minerals, and water from your attention, your intention, and your breath. So maybe your roots are fully developed, maybe they're not. If they're not, you can continue to develop them. But I'd like you to start to visualize a stem growing from your sprouts up your calves and up your thighs, maybe in line with the femurs, maybe in line with another part of the body. So visualize this. I said stem, what I mean is stalk. Visualize stalks growing from the sprouts. So feed them with your attention, your intention, and your breath. And this might be a long growth process because eventually this stalk is going to grow all the way up through your legs, through your pelvis, all the way up to the head. There's no rush. Take the time you need to nurture and grow your plant. As the stalk grows, visualize it branching out and growing smaller dendritic appendages. Appendages going down your arms and up beyond the top of the stalk, up to the crown of the head, taking up space. So often when we're hurt, what we're inclined to do, when life hurts us, what we're inclined to do is to play small. So I want you to really focus on nurturing this plant and don't accept playing small from this plant. Give your plant the love, the care, and the attention that it needs to take up space. These three dendritic branches, parts of the stalk, the arms, and from just above the neck up to the crown of your head, start to see shoots of leaves starting to bud and open and emerge. Maybe feel for solar gain through these leaves as they open and you nurture them with your attention, your intention, and your breath. Maybe visualize all of these leaves, the ones coming out of the crown of your head, and the fingers of your hands. Start to visualize them accepting this nurturance as they would the light of the sun. And it's through that nurturance, it's through the light of the sun that photosynthesis happens and the plants are able to create matter and growth. So feel for that nurturance, allowing yourself to grow and expand, and the leaf system continues to develop as you feed it. Shift your attention to your heart. And in fact, you might choose to cover your heart with one or both hands, and you might not, but you might choose. Within your heart, start to feel for a blossom forming. Feed that blossom with your attention, your intention, and your breath. The blossom is growing, but it's closed right now. As you nurture and you feed this blossom, continue to feed it and feel for it beginning to open. Sharing its light with the world, sharing its color, its beauty, its pollen. It is only through an open heart that we can truly share the best parts of ourselves with the world. And it's scary. And it's worth it. So feel for that flower opening up. And then as you continue to feed the flower has a season. So eventually the petals will start to wilt and fall off, and feel the end of that fruit descending down to your sacrum. And if your hands are on your heart, you might trace your hands down to your lower abdomen, just above the sacrum. And I'd like you to visualize a beautiful, nutritious, life-giving fruit start to grow and develop. It can be a fruit in any shape that you like. And nurture and feed that developing fruit with your attention, your intention, and your breath. And the fruit is growing from the sacrum, but if your hands are on your lower abdomen above the sacrum, it's starting to press into your hands. So keep fostering the growth of that fruit. Note that it takes fruit time to develop. Not only does it have to grow, but once it fully grows, it has to ripen. So it's going to take some care and some love and some nurturance. Maybe you recognize that this fruit was possible from your courage in opening your heart. Now visualize that fruit fully formed but green. And as you feed it and nurture it, it begins to ripen and press more fully into your hands. And you might, if your hands are in your lower abdomen, you might just cross the palms of your hands and place them in front of your sacrum. You feel that fruit fully emerged, fully ripe, rest upon your hands, accepting the support that you're offering. And as you continue to feed it, a fruit has a season. And it's a brilliant evolutionary design. The design is the reproductive capacity of the plant in the seed is either eaten by an animal, in which case the animal transports the seeds elsewhere, eliminates them, and then the seeds, along with this fertilizer that was created, allow it to open up. Or it's not eaten, as is the case here, and the fruit begins to rot and drop off of the stem. So you might visualize your fruit releasing from your hands, overripe now, and gently falling to the earth where it breaks open. And the seeds within, some of them break loose and fall onto the ground. Others will have to wait until the fruit decays. Visualize these seeds, your creative capacity, penetrating the earth below you, under your feet, allowing for the possibility of creation and life in this next generation of plants. Now shift your attention back to your present moment anchors, wherever they were. So for me, what's most provocative right now is the weight and pressure of my legs pressing into the balls of my feet. For you, it might be different. But find the area where the sensation is most provocative. And then from there, with no rush at all, friends, gently blink your eyes open, taking in first the room around you, and then any objects in that room. If you're sharing this space with other sentient beings right now, take a moment, take those other sentient beings in with your eyes as well. Eventually, bringing your eyes back to your device, taking in the people with whom you're sharing this virtual space. Great job, friend. Again, I'm Chris. I'm from Transformation Nation Yoga and Wellness. Thank you for joining us for this practice. If this practice had value for you and it's something that you appreciate, if you would click the like button. You could comment on the 7 Plants Parts meditation. I love feedback, positive or negative. And I would also love for you to subscribe to Transformation Nation Yoga on YouTube. You're doing amazing in your practice. Just keep going.